What? No, me too, but you can take me. Do this often?
Can they hear the announcer?
You won't really hear it.
Okay, so it's just us.
Just us.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone watching, and welcome to the Fredericksburg Roller Derby Chaos versus the River City Reapers.
"25 seconds to go." What do we have here? We got Fredericksburg versus River City.
Yes, we do.
There we go.
Going through the roster now. On the mics, you have Stormbird. Usually stays with the menu.
All right, so for Fredericksburg, we've got 12-12, Mothra to Flame, 214, Texas Shiner, 25, Needle and Dread, 27, Sinister, 272, Miranda Slamber, 350, Rollin' Pin, 4, Arkansas Twister, 44, no, she's not playing right now. She's bench coaching, 44, Princess Leia bench coaching, 40, Betty Bare Knuckles, 462, Vixen Van Gogh, 55, Semper Thick, 7, Nitrogen, 77, Lefty Lucy, 8, Scara Castile, 8008, A Cupcake.
And with the River City Reapers, we have 0110, Little Rascal, 115, Stingray, 130, Vita Vita Vegeman, 333, Barbarian Buttlift, 42, Slaying Mantis, 513, The Thunder Taker, 515, Duff Cap, 555, Mother Ducker, 615, Shania King, 73, Great Googly Mowgli, 749, Boss Baby, 777, Thought Wheels, 8008, Dio Slamdo, 828, Violet Riot, 95, Pee-wee Hertzman, and 1313, Dyke Van Dyck.
That's a funny one. I like that name.
The creativity of Dyck.
Oh, yeah. See, for our officials, we've got for our ones in the stripes, Admiral Mayhem, Justice Tip, Dimples, Adrenaline, Ducky Do Right, Princess, and River Strong.
And our non-skated officials, we have Lilith the Brawl, Lake Corporal Schreier, Lilith Brawlicorn. Beth the Brawl is listed twice on my roster, so twice the previous to her. Michael Tucci, Chilacanes, Tora Abba, Royal Jelly, Blue Jay, and Scrappy Go Lucky.
Fredericksburg is very energetic and loud with their cheers getting ready to start off.
Yeah, Fredericksburg has a lot of hype to bring.
Yeah, they do. All right, here we go. So
looks like we're getting that first wall out there. Looks like for Fredericksburg, we have 1212 Mothra to Flame jamming, and we're getting a look at that River City lineup.
They're taking their time to
It looks like
saunter up.
Yep. Looks like we got 0110 wearing the star for River City, Little Rat Skull. I've skated against both of these jammers, and I can go ahead and tell you, I'm glad I'm not playing this game.
You get to watch from the comfort of these metal chairs.
Yes, I get to watch them all beat each other up from the safety and serenity of a microphone.
All right, let's see. And Mothra is all excited and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
A little beside herself.
They had a little bit of a shorter warm-up, so they're working hard to get that adrenaline makeup.
And we're getting ready.
Go. I love a jam timer that can project. All right. So Jen's rolling up. Mothra going for that outside line and getting breaking up that River City pack, pushing her way. And it looks like Mothra took that outside line all the way in. Little Rascal has removed the panty to either confuse the Fredericksburg blockers, and it looked like it worked because she's out as well. Mothra re-entering the pack along the inside. Looks like she gets caught.
Yep.
Calling it
sliding.
off. Yep. Calling it off before Rat Skull can get in there and get any points. So that's a 0-0 jam. Alright. We've got Boss Baby for River City and Lefty Lucy for Fredericksburg on the line.
And a timeout already. There's a repeat of the last game. Are we? First jam was kind of a ghost jam.
Yeah. First jam, in general as a player, the first jam doesn't really count. It's
No.
just kind of, yeah. The first jam is when you remember that you've played Derby before.
It's like, oh yeah, this isn't just practice now.
Yeah.
This means something.
I have worn skates before. That's interesting. Let me tell you, you usually do all of your warm-ups and you end up sitting there going, ooh, can I do this?
I remember people talking about this, but what?
Yeah.
How do we do that again?
Yeah, I think I've seen a game or two before.
Well, there's one who can barely skate. I can't do any of it.
Boss Baby immediately getting a running start, trying to push through that outbound line. It looks like she made it, but not before Lefty. Lefty has lead, but Boss Baby is coming up on her, trying to force that call off, and she makes it. Lefty listening to her bench and calling off that jam. It's another 0-0 jam.
Guess they just didn't want to give any points away.
Correct. It's a very common strategy. If you are not the jammer who makes it out of the pack and makes lead, if you can sprint and catch up, you can force that call off before the lead jammer can get any points.
But if they pass you up, then might as well just end it and let the next group do it.
Correct. Next jam's always a fresh start. Looks like we have 555 Mother Ducker for the Reapers, and we have 07
Nitro Jam.
Nitro for Fredericksburg.
Nitro makes it through.
Outside. Mother Ducker is trying to force that Fredericksburg wall to splinter, but they're doing a really good job of catching her on the seams. Nitro is coming back around, hitting that River City wall. It's a legal side hit. Good hit from Shania, knocking her out. It's another way to force that call out, is hitting her out along the outside and forcing that run back.
She was able to get 2 points on that one, so we've finally got something on the board.
Yep.
Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We've got Little Rat Skull and
Mothra.
1-2-1-2 on
Mothra
Fredericksburg.
to
Yep,
Flame.
Mothra. Same matchup as the first jam. So we got a little bit of jammer on the outside line there. Little Rat Skull is just taking the tank approach of, if I can take you guys all with me, you eventually have to bridge out, and making it out along that inside. Mothra's got the panty off. Ooh. Pushed down. Idea Slamdo.
Oh, there's a
Successful
pass.
panty pass to Shiner. And Rat Skull's through,
Yep.
calling it off before Shiner can enter the pack. That's 4 points for River City.
It's like that seems to be the play to do now. Get out and
Yep.
1 or 2 points and then done.
Yep. Nickel and diming, I can tell you, is the team that if you don't have lead, it's a very frustrating strategy, but it's a very effective strategy. Looks like we have Boss Baby and Lefty Lucy on the line again.
I imagine as you get
Boss Baby.
closer to the pack, you're getting ready to score, and they're like, nope.
Yep. There we go. Boss Baby,
Boss
yep.
Baby out.
Running on those toe stops to get out the pack. Lefty is not too far behind her. And I think Boss Baby is going to try and beat her to the pack and probably do a hit the pack and call it before Lefty can get any points. Ooh, but she gets knocked down, so it's going to be a 4-4 jam. Yep. Alright. We got Ducky and Nitro on the line again. I think, unless either of the bench coaches does something, I think we're going to see the same jammers lined up against each other.
Yep.
We could have our own little version of heated rivalry going on.
A little track work.
Yep. Shout out to our track monkeys. And no, I'm not just saying that because that's what I did last game.
got to be
there's-
fun on the knees. Just
Oh man, let me tell you, I definitely missed my derby pads when I was going around doing that.
I know the last game Beeville had tape all
Yeah.
over in prep, and
Yep.
it was
that-
all gone in like 3 jams.
Yep, that was my strategy. Is I just cut off strips between jams, and I applied them because for some reason I didn't think that carrying a pair of scissors when the skaters were going, because I was over there by the bench line, and I didn't think that carrying a pair of scissors while the skaters were going on and off the bench was like a great move.
Yeah.
Looks like there's some deliberating going on by River City. They're either discussing strategy or trying to figure out dance moves. I think I'm gonna vote dance moves.
Dance moves.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, it's an important skill to hone, because you have these downtime, you have to find a way to like stay warm and stay moving, and what better way
Yeah.
than to absolutely crank it to whatever 90s pop song they've got going on right now.
So is derby an excuse to dance, or is dancing an excuse to derby?
Right? You'll never know. It's the great, it's where the Venn diagram of jam skaters to derby skaters
Yep.
really like overlaps. Is that in between jams moment where every derby skater kind of wishes that they had jam skate experience.
It's 2 different skills. Again, I think the world of all of those who can do any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine like much roller skating, and then the stuff that you guys do on the track is crazy, and then to watch the dancing and the hopping and the toes and all that.
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't work in my brain.
Yeah, if it helps at all, as someone who does do the derby, I am a very loud defender of keeping my skates firmly on the ground. I watch people do apex jigs and goes, "Wow, that's beautiful. That's great. You're so skilled." I am not going to do that.
Not the really big leaps with the pulling the legs up.
No, usually, honestly, I'm the person that's knocking them out of the air. That's where my skill set is. I got maybe about 2 inches of jump height in me, and that's if you're making me do it.
That's where you get the speed up. And,
Yeah. And I'm getting the speed up. I'm jumping up, and I am like rewriting my wheel in my head as I am leaving the ground. But it's typically if I'm leaving the ground, it's not of my
Not a
own
good
volition.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like someone has knocked me into the air. And I'm kind of hard to knock, honestly.
All right,
Alright, looks
well,
like we have fixed whatever it is that we were looking to fix.
the officials have decided what kind of pizza they want for dinner later, and now we're back to the game.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's, once more, an important discussion to have.
It's very important.
Ooh. There was an attempt at some jammer on jammer, but Mother Ducker was just so fast on those toe stops, coming right out of the pack like that. Nito's not too far behind her, probably trying to force that call out. But it doesn't look like Ducky's going to go for it.
Oh, shoot.
A little bit of a collision there as they entered the pack.
There's the call off.
Yep, there's the call off. Looks like all the skaters are okay, which is always good. Whenever someone goes down for just a hair too long.
You take that breath and like.
Especially some people are so flexible in their legs that you watch them go down and their body is bending at angles that it shouldn't, and then they pop back up like Gumby.
As a photographer, I've been shooting derby for, what did we figure out earlier, 14 years. And some of the shots that I see after the fact, and the leg position and the ankle positions, it's like I don't know how you roll away from that not in pain.
Exactly. And we've got, looks like Mothra and Ratskull again. Ratskull trying to get out successfully out on that outside line. Mothra looks like a successful star pass to Shiner, who is going to try and sprint to catch up with Ratskull.
Oh, Ratskull call it off once passes the back.
That transition along the outside is to get her hips past that last block of hips to try and get that last point before she has to call it off.
So 7 jams in. It's still very low.
Yep.
12-6
We've got some, yeah.
for River City. It's
We've got some very strong defensive walls going on. And both teams, it seems, are deploying the nickel and diming strategy, which with a 6-point spread, it's working for both of them.
yeah.
Alright, we've got Boss Baby and Lefty Lucy on the right. Ooh, Boss Baby trying to take that inside wall, pushing through Needle and Thread. Successfully out as the jammer. Needle going to the box. Not sure what that call was. Lefty coming up the wall.
I saw Boss Baby doing a lot of jamming in the first game today. But they had a game break to recover.
To recover and recoup. I gotta tell you, sometimes it's honestly easier to go back to back because you don't have the time to, like, your muscles don't cool down. Yeah. I've done both. I've done immediately back to back, and I've done with like a 6-hour gap in the middle.
It's like starting from scratch with a 6-hour gap, isn't it?
Yes, but you're still tired. I did get like a nice little 20-minute nap though, so that probably did something about it. Shout out to all of our skaters right now on their second or third game as they help out their the other teams that were struggling to make roster.
Fredericksburg starting with 2 people down.
Yep. Mother Ducker out on that power jam. River City setting up for some offense. Fredericksburg looks like trying to run them. Nope. Another Ducker through. Have another 4 points. Needle and Dread back on the track, so both teams are playing with a full deck. And that's Lefty Lucy just making it onto the track. Mother Ducker is trying to push that wall forward. And she's struggling against some very good blockers. Knockout into the middle. Lefty is through on her initial pass. Ducky is continuing to struggle, goes ahead and calls that off right before Lefty could hit the pack. So it's what?
Oh, we got a forearm.
Was there a penalty issue?
Yep.
Okay.
272.
Gotcha.
On Miranda Slamberg.
Yep. That's an 8-0 jam for River City. It looks like that penalty is called on Miranda Slamberg. We've got Rat Skull and Mothra on the line again. Rat Skull hitting that Fredericksburg wall. Mothra is trying to push. She's trying to get some whips off of her teammates as she takes that inside line. She's pushing through. Rat Skull is coming back into the pack again. Hits that wall, skates around it. Ooh, that's a good chase by Shiner. Oh, Rat Skull forgot briefly that she was not the jammer. Which means that her next strategy is to try and force the Fredericksburg jammer to call off the jam.
Which they did.
And Rat Skull got points on that one. That's a 3-0 jam in River City's favor.
30-6. They've been chipping away.
Yep. River City is working hard against those Fredericksburg walls. Boss Baby and Lefty pushing up. Boss Baby makes it through as the jammer. Lefty pushing her way around that outside line. Gets knocked out along that apex. Looks like a little bit of a run back there. As Boss Baby comes around for her first scoring pass.
Makes it through.
Boss Baby makes it through. That's another 4 points for River City. Which, with Lefty still on her initial pass, there she is out of the pack. So River City has a little bit more time to get these points before calling it off.
And she'll call it off when she gets through. Yep.
Yep.
There we go.
And you see that again, that transition hip flip to get her hips as far past the blockers as possible. Trying to get those last few points.
A game of inches at times.
So it's not super frequent that you see those like really intense 16, 20, 24 point jams. Most of the time you're going to see 2 to 4 points at a time on the board. Right, with Ducky and Mothra on the line, which I think is a new matchup. I think Mothra has been going up against Little Rat Skull.
Yeah.
Mothra pushing through. Yep. You see that sacrificial teammate there. She pushed her into the middle of the track so that she could free the inside line. Fredericksburg has lead, is going in for their scoring pass. Ducky's not too far behind them. And they called it off before she hit the pack, and they got a 2-0 jam out of that one.
They will be starting with one less blocker on the next jam.
Yep, it looks like we've got a Fredericksburg blocker in the box.
But it's been several jams since Fredericksburg was able to put some points on the board, so
it's nice
to see a couple of them up there.
And sometimes that's just a little like break in the jam you need to start.
Get that momentum back going.
It might be that they
get that confidence brewing again.
Exactly. You got Nitro on the line, trying to push through. Rat Skull. Nitro is out with Lead Jammer. That kind of slide happens because we're not used to this floor. That's what's going on right now. This is probably one of the slicker floors that you skate on. Rat Skull coming around for a scoring pass. Nitro is listening to her bench for that call off. And it looks like Rat Skull managed to pick up all the points before that call off happened, so that's a 4-2 jam in the Reaper's favor.
There's definitely something going on with the floor today, because even some of the Fredericksburg skaters who are used to skating on this floor are sliding out.
Well, they're on the third game now. It's humid in here.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this floor was already pretty slick. And when you've had 3 games worth of humidity built up in here, it accumulates on that floor, and you're essentially it's ice skating at this point.
We did notice on turn 2, it seemed to be the slipperiest portion of it.
Because it's either the slipperiest or that's where typically they're breaking out either along this straightaway or along turn 1. So turn 2 is where they have the most speed that they can build up to get into this next straightaway. And that's probably where they're building up more speed than the speed that they're used to be able to control on their home floors. And they're sliding out on this one. It looks like Ross Baby is out with Lead Jammer status. Lefty Lucy is not far behind her, trying to make up that distance. Ross Baby hitting the pack, calling it off. But no.
Oh, no, she gets a penalty.
Oh, she got a penalty.
Yes.
Well, that means that we are, as derby skaters like to say, in the suck. Which means that with Lead Jammer in the box, we have a 2-minute jam, which is a chance for Fredericksburg to do what we call a penalty kill. During this kind of power jam, as you can see, Lefty Lucy is up 8 points. During this power jam, Fredericksburg has the opportunity to get as many points on the board as possible when they don't have any competition and her team's only job is to try and get her out of the pack, which they have now done successfully 3 times. With Boss Baby back on the track, though, that's a good offensive to defensive switch for Fredericksburg.
Got 47 seconds left in the jam, so still opportunity to get a few more points.
Yep. River City is doing a good job trying to keep. No, there is no call. People are calling for a call off, but there is not a lead jammer on the track right now. River City doing a good job holding that lefty against the back. Good offense coming in from Needle along that inside line, but Lefty Lucy gets knocked out along the inside. Took a gamble that the initiator was null. The initiator was not null, which means that we now have a power jam in River City's favor.
6 seconds left in the jam.
Yep. And
they're going to start with a power jam on the next jam, too.
Very likely. Yep. So So right now, Fredericksburg is going to start, like I said, the next jam with a power jam not in their favor and 1 blocker down, 2 blockers down, and 1 blocker from River City on the box. So we're going to have, out of a possible 10 people on that track, 6. Which, you know, sometimes it'd be like that.
It was a 16-12 jam, so it was good for Fredericksburg.
Good for Fredericksburg.
But
They make up. Did make up. Hey, 4 points is 4 points.
4 points is 4 points. You know.
All right. Mother Ducker making it through that wall. Let me tell you, it's hard with only 2 blockers on the track. Yeah, trying to run. Shiner catching her along that outside line and trying to hold. You can see her teammate is back there maintaining bridge so that she can hold her for a little bit longer as Lefty gets back on the track. But Lefty is now on her initial.
Like everybody's coming back.
Everyone's coming back. That box is clear. Wait, just kidding. Needle's going back to the box.
And we had a successful star pass to
Successful star pass to Shiner. Mother Ducker continues to try and push through that almost up to full strength Fredericksburg wall. I guess that last chest hit from Scared to Steel Paper, go ahead and call that off. Which, once more, I've taken that chest hit. That's a good reason to call it off.
65-26 for River City.
Fredericksburg can still pull ahead.
Yeah. Only the first half of the first half.
Yep. We got Nitro and Little Rascal on the line again. Both trying to push their way through that outside line. Nitro is successful. Little Rascal goes ahead and takes the helmet cover off. Gets knocked off along the inside line. Gets up, trying to do a star pass, but the Fredericksburg blockers are keeping her from her pivot. Managed to get that star pass off, and we now have 333 Barbarian Butler from River City as our jammer, who was making her way around for her first scoring pass, and Nitro called it off right before she had a chance to get back. Boss Baby and A Cupcake on the line for the first time.
Boss Baby had a nice clean shot all the way down on the inside line.
Boss Baby making her way through. A Cup is still fighting her way through that pack. Fredericksburg blockers have managed to get River City spread out a little bit, so A Cup can go ahead and make it through. Boss Baby goes ahead and makes it through on her first scoring pass, getting 4 points. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and let A Cup try and make it through that wall, not call it off. A Cup knocked out to the inside by Shania. Boss Baby going up against that Fredericksburg wall of blockers who have got her a bit of a pocket, but she makes it out along the outside line, and Fredericksburg goes in to go ahead and play offense. You see a nice sweep from the middle to the inside by Lefty Lucy there, so that A Cup had room along that middle line to get out. Boss Baby coming through for another pass, with A Cup not too far behind her. Boss Baby still pushing her way through, calling it off, which is a 2-0 jam, and a 2-0 round and 11-4 jam in River City's favor. And it looks like
Timeout for Fredericksburg.
Timeout for Fredericksburg.
So how long have you been skating Derby?
This is my 3rd year as a league skater. I started fresh meet in September of 2023. So I've been with Dominion the whole time. It's been a wonderful experience, which is, why I'm now here all day. I played one game and stayed for the other two because this is a great community and I love it very much.
How did you find out about it?
It was actually, my sister and I decided that we wanted to learn how to roller skate so that we had some kind of like cardio activity that wasn't running, because running is the devil. If you like running, shout out to all of the rugby teams out there. But when the skate shop that we went to buy from had a picture of Dominion Derby girls on the wall, and I asked the guy about it, and he told me about it, and the new skater intake was 2 weeks later. So it just kind of worked out, and
Right place, right time.
right place, right time, indeed. It's been an absolutely wonderful experience. On the track, we've got Mother Ducker making her way through for the jammer. Successful star pass on Fredericksburg's side to Texas Shiner, as Fredericksburg gears up to try and hold off that River City jammer, who makes it through and calls the jam off before Shiner can hit the pack. We've got some very smart strategy moves for both teams here. See, it's not just the skaters.
It's not just the skaters.
It's not just the skaters. The refs got some dancing on them too.
They got to fill their time in between jams too, right?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to all of our officials for making these games possible. Nitro pushing through on that outside line, making it out for Fredericksburg's lead jammer. A bit of a pile up with River City. His little rat skull takes the star off to try and push through with some confusion. Nitro taking a nice little whip off of her teammate there to get around the apex. Coming back around for her second scoring pass as little rat skull is on her first.
Calls it off.
Calls it off before Rat can hit the pack. So now we're nickel and dime in the other direction.
So we got 80-38 still in River City's favor, but
Still in River City's favor, but I realize that River City is doing a great job of holding those Fredericksburg jammers,
Yeah.
which I think might be Fredericksburg trying to switch things up a little bit and change the strategies to find a way against those River City walls. We've got Boss Baby back on the line and Simper Thick for the first time from Fredericksburg. Boss Baby going up against that wall, trying to take that outside line. Knocked out by Needle and Dread and ran back. As Simper Thick continues to push that River City wall up front, makes it out successfully along that inside for lead chamber status. Looks like Boss Baby's looking for that star pass. Simper Thick coming in along, hitting that River City seam, trying to push through. A little difficult to see for us, but it looks like Boss Baby was knocked out and ran back. Simper Thick makes it through for her scoring pass. Boss Baby continuing to push and trying to force those Fredericksburg skaters to budge out, but they're doing a really good job of catching her along those edges. Simper Thick coming in hot. Pushing through. Boss Baby making it through with some good footwork along that inside line. That's a hard wall. And Simper Thick hung it off for probably, I think, going to be an 8-0 jam in Fredericksburg's favor. Just kidding. 7-0 jam.
Yeah. Piece at a time. Piece at a time.
Bit by bit. So River City is doing some really great work holding those Fredericksburg jammers, and I think Fredericksburg's trying to figure out ways around it. We got Mother Ducker and Mothra on the line again.
Not just holding the jammer, but also then circling back.
Mm-hmm. Mother Ducker running through on those toe stops along the inside line. Great work from her. River City's got some good, they've got some good bridge work going on right now, and they've got some good reforming as Mother Ducker comes in along the outside line. Good reform by Fredericksburg along that front, but it looks like there was a penalty called there. Star pass successfully from Fredericksburg to Texas Shiner. And it looks like we got 2 Fredericksburg blockers on the track, and yep, River City makes it through before Shiner can hit that pack. Once more, some very good strategy calls happening on both sides.
43-point difference. In most sports, though, that's a big gap. But with Derby, you can do it.
You can do it. It does take a very lucky set of circumstances, and it's definitely possible for Fredericksburg to come back.
A couple good power jams,
Yep.
or coming back with a reinvigorated second half.
Yep. Got Little Rascal out of the pack is lead jammer. Nitro is not too far behind her. Little Rascal hitting the pack hard, going down. Looks like she made contact with Scaricasteel, before calling the jam off for 4 points before Nitro can enter the pack. Is there a penalty being called, assessed? Looks like
Needle.
Yep, looks like Needle is in the box. So Fredericksburg is going to be 1 blocker short against a full-strength River City wall. Got Lefty and Boss Baby on the line. Looks like we might be setting up for some jammer on jammer, but nope. Lefty goes ahead and tries to take that outside line. Boss Baby doing a great job of pushing her way through and bridging the Fredericksburg skaters out. But Lefty manages to take advantage of a down skater. Say down skater. Boss Baby was on the ground, and Lefty managed to go ahead and push through that inside. Boss Baby trying to take that outside line, but running up against A-Cup is Lefty successfully makes it out again. So 4 points on the board for each jammer. Both teams wall up.
It's like a pass to
Pass to
A-Cup.
A-Cup, which I believe... Oh, no. Boss Baby is the jammer, okay. Yep. It's a strategic call off for River City, leaving them with an 8-4 jam. And they are pulling ahead a little bit with, with they're widening that point spread a little bit. Mother Ducker and Mothra on the line. Mothra trying to take that inside line, with River City managing to do a good job covering their outside lanes. Mother Ducker pushing through Fredericksburg. Continuing to push. Makes it out successfully. Lead jammer assessed. Mothra has made it out of her initial. As Mother Ducker makes it through, that's 4 points on the board for River City. We're probably going to see a call off. Yep, there it is.
Like clockwork.
Yep. I said it's a strategy that's clearly working for
Yep.
Nitro and Little Rascal on the line. Nitro taking that outside line, making it out as lead jammer. Rascal takes that inside line, isn't too far behind her. But Nitro going along the outside, calling that jam off. It looks like that might have been a successful. Yep,
Yes,
that was
it
a
was.
successful apex jump by Little Rascal for 4 points. There is a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something we've been kind of fighting with all day.
Gotcha.
The
Yeah,
new-
you could have just said
new
it was like a
setup.
spaceship, and I would have believed you.
We were saying it was Star Wars earlier.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
some lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got A Cup and Boss Baby on the line. Boss Baby going ahead and taking that inside line for lead jammer status. A Cup getting knocked out to the inside, and then some excellent toe stop work along the outside line to make it out for her initial. Boss Baby coming back in on the pack, taking advantage of some offense by her team and calling the jam off before A Cup can come in for points. Boss Baby is a very strong jammer. Once more, as someone who played against her in the first game, she hits like a truck.
Yeah. We got 112 to 50 for River City with 18 seconds left. So,
and it looks like the game clock is just a little bit behind the line clock, which means this is going to be our last jam of the game of that first half. We've got a pivot line start, which is great for the jammers because they can build up a little bit of speed and hit that wall hard. Which we've got Mother Ducker with some excellent toe stop work along that inside line as she pushes through the wall. Mothra is going to the box. Didn't see what that penalty was called, but it does mean that this is a power jam in River City's favor. Forearm called on Texas Shiner as Mother Ducker continues to push through that Fredericksburg wall for 4 points. Fun fact for anybody listening who didn't know, if you are a blocker in the box, your jammer gets your point as soon as she passes one other blocker on the track from your team legally. So if you have a blocker on the box, as soon as she passes one blocker on the track legally, she is awarded 2 points. We've got some offense coming in from Scara Castile with that inside to outside sweep to let Mothra through as soon as she's out of the box, with Mother Ducker taking the outside line. And we've got a cut called on Roland Pin at the very end of that jam. And it looks like we ended that with a 12-0 jam. River City really taking advantage of that penalty kill. And that's halftime, folks.
I said I'll pick you up at 8. Probably won't be awake. Call yourself an Uber, babe. I'm gonna wait. No, I'll wait. Your eyes give off a toxic vibe, making me lose my mind. That's why I'm sitting in your room. Looks like Lil Uzi Tomb. Thought I smelled a witch, but I go stupid. Put a pretty Instagram year span. Planning this night, try to suit up for a scam. I said I'll pick you up at 8. You probably won't be awake. Call yourself an Uber, babe. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Need you during a sleepless night, but you're too high to drive. I know that if I'm gonna die, no one will see you cry. Thought I smelled a witch, but I go stupid. Put a pretty Instagram year span. Planning this night, try to suit up for a scam. I said I'll pick you up at 8. You probably won't be awake. Call yourself an Uber, babe. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. You think I don't know when you're lying. You're at the club and phone's on silent. I'm worried sick, but you don't give a fuck. And my dad will mess you up. Gotta take my balls and run. Yeah, yeah. And I will miss you much. They don't share a playlist to remind us both of good times. And I'm feeling used, cause for you it was just pure fun. So call me back, don't even try to text. Better meet me back for Uber Black. I said I'll pick you up at 8. You probably won't be awake. Call yourself an Uber, babe. I'm gonna
Do. Bloop.
All right, and we are back from halftime with Mother Ducker and Texas Shiner on the line. Which I think this is the first time Shiner has gone as a jammer instead of a pivot, pushing her way through that River City wall and taking the jammer status as Mother Ducker is going up against Fredericksburg, manages to take that outside line with some good footwork. Texas Shiner making her way through, waiting to hear from her bench coach on calling off the jam. Puts Fredericksburg at a 4-0 jam. River City still has a good lead on them with 124 to 54. Just
A little bit.
Just a little bit. We have Boss Baby and Mothra on the line. Boss Baby going ahead and pushing through that outside line. Looks like she was hoping to get some offense from her people. Going up against, looks like, Betty, but managing to push through on that outside line is awarded the jammer status. Mothra not too far behind her. This is likely going to be a points and call it kind of jam where, yep, you see Mothra go ahead and, or see Boss Baby go ahead and pull that off while Mothra is trying to enter the pack.
A little delay on that call too.
Mm-hmm. It can be hard, especially when the jammer's in the very middle of the pack, for the jam refs to see them. Especially if they are turned so that they're facing the other way, or if, you know, blockers are in between.
Are they trying to call it off, or are they trying to regain their balance?
Exactly, which is why there's that requirement per Wifted ruling that it has to be 2 distinct taps of both hands to your hips. Little Rat Skull is pushing her way through, but doesn't beat Nitro out of the pack, but she beats her now with some jammer on jammer action, causing Nitro to go ahead and call off the jam before either jammer could re-enter the pack for points. We've got Mother Ducker and Shiner on the line again.
Official review for Fredericksburg.
If I was going to bet anything, it would be trying to get a forearm penalty called on Little Rat Skull. There was a little bit of extension there on the arm when she pushed Nitro with that shoulder hit, and there might be some deliberation on whether or not either one, if any of the referees saw it, or 2, if it had any kind of impact to gameplay. That's just my speculation. But if Fredericksburg retains their official review on this, and it's what I think it is, then that would be a power jam start for Fredericksburg on the next lineup.
Let's see.
It could very much be something entirely different that I didn't see.
They're trying to get their pizza order in as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it was O for not official, but order.
Yeah, exactly. So we call that eating the hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, you know, as you know, some teams essentially, especially when we're looking at like, that's not, I don't believe it's what this is, but especially when you still have your official review at like near the end of the first half, because you get a new one at the second half, regardless of whether or not you used your first one, they'll go ahead and do that official review just to either get a little bit more time for their team to get a breather, using it as a timeout, or just to see, you know?
Right.
You can ask the refs to put another skater in the penalty box to give your team extra points. The worst they can do is say no. And at the end of it, you've lost an official review that you weren't going to do anything with anyways.
But you get that timeout?
Mm-hmm. We don't typically run those kind of gambits for these triple headers like that or non-sanctioned games, because especially when we've got a hard out on time. But you might see that in sanctioned games.
I saw some head shaking, which makes me think, no, they did not get success.
We can see that.
And the box is empty. So.
Yep. Box is empty. And you can see, if we can get a view of the scoreboard, we can see, as you can see, Fredericksburg's official review is gone, which means they did not retain it. Shiner accidentally. Yep. I said, this floor is just like icing, but Shiner leaves the pack legally, skates back in, takes that inside line. Mother Ducker is not that far behind her, with both jammers picking up 4 points. Yep, Shiner pushing her way through and calling it off. We'll see if she did it.
Yep.
She was successful in that one with a 4-0 round, putting it at an 8-4 jam in Fredericksburg's favor. I do think River City has managed to widen the point gap a little bit.
Yeah.
Since the start of this half. We've got Mothra and Boss Baby on the line. With Boss Baby trying to push her way through that Fredericksburg line, taking that outside line and even Scare at the steal. Mothra gets knocked out to the inside. Boss Baby gets knocked down, but gets back up and running. Forearm call on Scare at the steal. Let me tell you, a jammer that can hit very hard like Boss Baby can, it can be difficult coming into the pack to maintain stability, but she is very, very quick to get back on her skates and keep going. So like there are times when she hits that pack, she breaks it apart, and she might not keep her stability, but she is on her skates faster than anybody else is, and taking advantage of that break in the pack to get those points. See her now? Yep, just skating right through on that inside line, taking advantage of Fredericksburg's distraction, trying to help their jammer out.
Skarika's back out.
Skarika is back in the game, which is good news for Mothra because she might be looking for that star pass coming through. Boss Baby with some nice toe stop work along that outside line. Looks like there was an attempted chase from Fredericksburg skater Arkansas Twister. Just barely missed her. Successful star pass to Scary, with Boss Baby coming back around for I think her third or fourth scoring pass. I think this one's her fourth one. And calling it off.
It's a 14 point. 14 point jam.
Very good jam by Boss Baby. We have Mother Ducker and Nitro on the line. Nitro setting up for some jammer-on-jammer action, but Mother Ducker just managing to skate around it as she pushes that Fredericksburg wall to break it open and picks up lead jammer status. Nitro is not far behind her. She's going to be looking to force that call off.
It's one of the rare times that Nitro doesn't get lead jam this game as she goes out there.
Ooh, Nitro managing to skate around that outside line. Some good hip work. And Mother Ducker deciding to call it off before letting Nitro get another chance at a scoring pass. So you said you've been photographing Derby for 14 years. What got you started?
Slayer.
So I'm assuming you've been a photographer for longer.
I've been a photographer for longer, since 2000.
Wow.
And
do you want to play a fun game called How Old Was I When That Happened?
I don't know. Yes, let's go ahead. Let's play that game.
In 2000, I was 6.
6. All right.
And we've got Shiner and Little Rat Skull on the line.
I was not 6.
I wouldn't have known if you hadn't told me.
Yeah.
We've got Shiner and Rat Skull neck and neck, with Shiner deciding to call it off before either of them enters the pack for scoring pass. Do you usually photograph Fredericksburg games?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
I have ended up being basically the traveling photographer. Yeah. Whatever team she goes and plays on, I'm shooting that team. Yep.
Love that. We love the support from the Derby Widows.
Yeah. You know, it's a thing. It keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. Are you telling me that joining Derby community keeps you out of trouble? Because I've mostly seen it working the opposite.
Yes and no.
And we've got Boss Baby and Mothra on the line, with Mothra looking to take that outside line on her toe stops. Boss Baby pushing the Fredericksburg wall side to side before going ahead and busting through that seam she just opened. Looks like Mothra got knocked out and ran back, but she's making good headway. As Boss Baby is still going up against that Fredericksburg line. Successful panty pass. Sorry, a star pass is the legal term for it.
Yep.
To Skarika Steel. So that's another strategy that Fredericksburg is employing, is that if you do a star pass on the initial, it means that you're not eligible for lead jammer status. But depending on how your wall is doing holding their jammer, you can keep scoring points. You just can't call it off. So that's why they went ahead and did that star pass, got Scary out. And then Boss Baby gained lead jammer status and called it off before Scary could enter the back. We've got A-Cup and Mother Ducker on the line.
Get around on the
We've got some good pushing and juking from Mother Ducker, let me tell you, it is frustrating as a blocker to have someone who can hit hard and push and do successful juking from line to line. It almost feels kind of unfair. You want to tell them to just be the skill. But Mother Ducker seems to be having a very good time of it, employing that strategy. That's a lot of very quick direction changes while you're still trying to push forward. Both jammers picking up 4 points. Mother Ducker trying to take that outside line with a little bit of help from her teammate, ends up calling it off before A-Cup can get any points. We've got a jam ref that is conferring with the outside pack ref, and looks like River City did not receive any points that last lap. And we've got Shiner on the line, Little Rat Skull, which I don't think I've mentioned it before. Little Rat Skull has fantastic shorts on right now. They got little pine strawberries on them. That's what it looks like. Shiner pushing her way through that River City wall to pick up lead jammer status. Little Rat Skull pushing her way through Fredericksburg and making it out of the pack. Shiner trying to get that last point from Payne before calling off the jam, which I believe is going to lead that to a 4-0 jam in Fredericksburg's favor. Trying to do math in my head right now, but as I have had maybe 2 things to eat today, and I have played a game of Derby.
23, so 75 point.
Okay. So a little bit of increase in...
A little bit.
River City has been doing a good job of pulling ahead. Boss Baby taking that outside line again as it looks like Mothra manages to pull through on that inside, picking up lead jammer status as Boss Baby pushes her way through and gets knocked out and ran back by Betty. Almost clipping Mothra as she comes back in. Betty gets another nice little shoulder hit on her, and she manages to pull through on the inside line. Look at that reform by Fredericksburg. While Mothra is still struggling against the River City line on her scoring pass. It's like she's pushing it through and calling it off. For a 4-0 jam for Fredericksburg.
It was a mere. I was a very young 26-year-old.
2000.
So close in
It's like
age.
close, yeah, close as
just
far
a couple
as
years.
you were literally just 1 digit off
Yeah,
from
exactly.
being 6.
Yeah.
Exactly. Looks like we have an official timeout for potentially track maintenance, which River City uses to go ahead and switch their lineup out. They're starting with 1 blocker in the box. Got Mother Ducker and A-Cup on the line, with Mother Ducker going ahead and pushing through on that inside line for lead jammer status. A-Cup is not too far behind her. Both jammers being careful along that apex, which has wiped out many a skater so far this game. Mother Ducker going ahead and getting through on that inside line for 4 points for River City, with A-Cup pushing through for 4 points for Fredericksburg. Looks like we've got a blocker from each team going to the box as Mother Ducker hits the pack and calls it off before A-Cup can go around for any more points, earning 2 more points that lap, which I believe puts it at a 6-4.
6-4. I think turn 2 should probably get MVP for the day, MVP blocker for the day. Just for the amount of skaters it's taken out.
The floor can do what the blockers cannot, which is light the skater's skates out from underneath them. When I do it, it's called a low block. When the Apex does it, it's just doing its job, apparently.
It's just laying there, doing its thing.
We've got some jammer on jammer right there from the beginning, with Little Rat Skull pushing her way through the Fredericksburg wall, but not before Shiner makes it out, with lead assessed to Shiner.
Couple hops and she's through.
Got another Fredericksburg blocker going to the box as Shiner go ahead and completes an apex jump. With Little Rat Skull going ahead and doing that apex jump right behind her. and picking up 3 points. Or is that 4? Dimples.
It's like 3.
Dimples, how many points was that? Dimples, you can count to 4. I believe in you. Dimples is on my team before anybody thinks I'm picking on a random referee.
That's just what you want people to think.
Dimples and I rode here together. I drove her, and I'll be driving her home.
I'll be driving her home.
Boss Baby picking up lead jammer status as the box starts emptying. Which, if I had to bet anything, it's going to be that Lefty Lucy's going to go in and wrecking ball River City Wall for Shiner. Ooh, and she doesn't have the chance to. Let me tell you, those call-offs right before you hit the pack can be very intense, and that's part of why you'll see sometimes the bench coaches have them call it off very, very closely, because it means that the skater has to check themselves before making contact if they don't want a delayed hit penalty, which I think is assessed as illegal contact.
I would think at that point you've like psyched yourself up. You've
Yeah,
got the momentum.
exactly.
You've got the mental
momentum, the
idea
adrenaline.
that it's gonna happen.
You've gone ahead and sprinted and got that initial push, like that last push before you hit contact, and then you have to pull everything back. And like I said, it's a very effective strategy. Ooh, look at that mother ducker just toe stopping around that inside line for lead jammer status. Inside line has been good to her this game.
Yeah.
Nitro not too far behind with Betty looks like trailing the pack to try and do an initial catch and contact with Mother Ducker. And Ducky going ahead and hitting that Fredericksburg wall before calling for a 2-2 jam. Nope. Looks like 2-0. Yep, 2-2 jam. We hear the seagull chant from the Fredericksburg bench. If anyone can't hear it, it's them saying hype.
Strawberries.
Yep. One of the joys of Derby is finding new and fabulous shorts. I don't know if you've seen mine, but across the butt they say, if you're reading this, you're gay. Happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride.
We've got Shiner toe-stopping along that inside line. A little bit of a stumble, but she's up and at him. Ratskull is not too far behind, and as we know, Ratskull likes some jammer action. With Shiner calling it off before Ratskull can hit that pack and get any points.
13:38 left in the game.
We're in the second half of the second half.
Second half of the second half. 167 for River City, 93 for Fredericksburg.
They've kind of hit that, I think, 60, 70 point spread and are kind of going back and forth on that.
Yeah.
Which is still a good spread for River City, who has played a great game. Got Mothra and Boss Baby on the line, which was a common matchup in the first half. Mothra choosing to push through that inside while Boss Baby is trying to force her way through those lines. And is successful as she picks up lead jammer status. Looks like Mothra was knocked out to the inside and is run back. She removes the star, which from a strategy purpose can either be to prepare for that star pass, which she just successfully accomplished with Scarrick Steel, or it can just be to cause confusion, because as soon as the star is gone, a lot of blockers don't know who they're blocking anymore.
They instantly get blind.
Yeah. Let me tell you, there are times when someone removes their derby gear and I don't know who they are anymore.
That's just like if someone refers to somebody with their regular name, you're like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, like there's every now and then, like if we're ordering food or, if we have a medic or something. I went to visit a derby skater at the hospital one time and they asked me who I was there for and I had no clue. I can't tell you I'm there to see Phoenix Force.
Right. Monica, I don't know a Monica.
We've got...
You drove with me here.
Yeah, I drove with you. I don't know your legal name. I'm not your dad. Got Nitro assessed as lead jammer here with Mother Ducker not too far behind. If Nitro is going to go ahead and hit that pack, do that nice little hip twist that gets her hips just past the other blockers, which is how points are awarded for anybody who was watching this and wasn't aware. We've got Shiner and Little Ratskull on the line. Little Rat's Call has been having a good game so far. She's really been pushing through those Fredericksburg walls, and she's been doing some good toe stop work along the lines. Whoop!
Got a
Official review from River City. Which means it's time for all the skaters on the track to work on their dance skills again.
It is. Let's see if we do it.
There's nothing quite like when you're all geared up, you're about to hear like the 5 seconds, and then instead of the jam whistle, you hear the timeout whistle. There have been many a false start. One of the games that I skated up in Connecticut, after any and every clock stoppage, one of the referees would stand at the pivot line and go, "Skaters, this is not your whistle," and then she would blow the swoopy to end the timeout, which I thought was very useful.
Yeah. I was up in Connecticut recently, in Derby, and I was
it for the Vikings
surprised.
game?
No, this was for something different, but I was
Okay.
surprised there wasn't a Derby.
Oh, wait, a what?
So Derby, Connecticut.
Oh.
There's not a Derby
Derby team.
team.
Yeah, I would just call that team D squared.
What? So we thought, yeah, that was one of the titles we
Yeah,
came up with.
Derby squared.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, go watch Derby.
Yeah, Derby.
Yeah.
There's something connecting Derby squared and quad skate in there. You see the vision.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a missed opportunity.
it's a missed opportunity.
Unless I move up to Connecticut. and,
You know what? That's your dream, and I support you.
We get jumping, not dancing, but we
not
got some
dancing,
jumping.
but jumping,
They
which is-
they were jumping in joy and excitement
Yeah.
for Derby Square.
Yes, exactly. That's what they heard us from all the way over
All the
there
way over
in our
there.
little microphones.
Well, they're all listening to the stream.
Obviously, yeah. They've got like hidden headsets,
Yep.
earbuds that they're wearing.
It's a thing,
Yeah, I believe it.
totally a thing.
Brave of them to all decide to jump on this floor, because there's nothing like your wheels just right out from underneath you.
Mm-mm.
Just trying to get that adrenaline, continue it going as they push through the last 10 minutes of this game through what looks like a somewhat animated discussion on the official review.
See if we see more head shakes afterward.
Shout out to Admiral Mayhem as a head ref. As a whole, the referees that I have had on my games, all the officials that I've had on the games for VRDN have all made me feel like my safety is being looked out for, and that I understand the penalties that I'm getting and how and why. So I'm always appreciative of our refs. It's harder than it looks too.
Oh yeah,
There's so much of a mental game that happens with the referees.
I've been shooting for a while now, but I still can't pick out
Like
half
penalties
of what
and
they're
stuff.
I can pick a cut track. That's easy.
It's not as easy as you think, though, because with cut tracks you also have to think about who initiated and then who had a superior position on the skater when they left the track, and whether they are entering behind everybody who had superior position. Because a lot of times, especially in these, depending on how the skill spread is between the skaters and the refs, like if you have a newer ref crew, there are some skaters who will try, even though they know that they didn't have superior position on the jammer, usually when they're knocked out, they'll still try to run back and draw the cut. And there are some refs who will who will award that cut. Which, once more, no shade on them. It's a hard game to referee. We've got Mothra and Boss Baby on that line. That's a beautiful example of an elevator door where they left that outside line open for Mothra to go ahead and push through, and then they shut it on Boss Baby so she couldn't take advantage of the same opportunity, which it looks like it's working for Mothra. She picks up lead jammer status with a successful star pass for River City as they go ahead and pass to Thought Wheels. This is, I know for a fact, at least her second game, because she skated with me in the first game. She did an excellent job. Mothra picking up 4 points as Thoughty is still pushing through on her initial, I believe. Mothra making contact with the pack. Whoop, little bit of a pile up there as the jam is called off. It looks like everybody is going to be leaving of their own free will, which is always nice to see.
Always the best thing to see.
So it looks like that was a 5-0 jam in Fredericksburg's favor as they hit 100 points. Happy Centennial.
Let me see if I can do the math on this one. 171,
Yeah.
100.
Hold on. You know, like I said, I'm tired and I haven't had a lot to eat, but I do think that right now we're looking at a 71 point spread.
I think you're right.
Okay, thank you. I
I'll
appreciate
pull the calculator
Yeah.
out just to
Yeah,
double
yeah,
check. But I think
You know,
that's right.
my calculator history would embarrass you, including me, which is why I'm not going to speak on it anymore. As Mother Ducker goes ahead and makes it through the pack, is awarded lead jammer status with a cupcake on the line for Fredericksburg, just making it through along that outside line. Mother Ducker doing some nice pushing with her toe stops to go ahead and get through on that inside line, picking up 4 points before she calls the jam off, before A Cup can get around and get any points.
8.5 minutes left.
We've got Shiner on the line with Little Rat Skull. Some friendly camaraderie between the teams because at the end of the day, this is a sport that we play for fun. And there's nothing that brings you together like meeting other people up.
I thought everybody was on like $1 million contract.
If they are, I am about to start a fist fight. For that information not being shared with me. Who are these sponsors? Little Rat Skull going ahead and pushing her way through into this awarded lead jammer status. Looks like there we go. Shiner just made it through. The issue that I've got with turn 2 is that all of these, pesky officials and volunteers who are there for the safety of the skaters and to make sure that we can play our game are in the way between me and turn 2, so I have a hard time seeing what's going on. Looks like Little Rat Skull goes ahead and picks up 4 points for River City, calls the jam off before Fredericksburg can score anything, with a team timeout called for Fredericksburg by a very spangly bench coach.
Being no Slaya. She always wants to be center of attention. And she would roll her eyes if she heard that.
But she's all the way over there, so that works.
But she's all the way over there.
It's tradition among, at least for my team, that if we are playing a home game, our bench coaches tend to wear the most sequiniest outfits that they can. You know? You gotta have that little extra sparkle. A lot of skaters are kind of like fish. They're just attracted to shiny things. So that's one way to make sure that your skaters are paying attention to you when you talk, is by having a lot of sparklies on.
Like a squirrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Raccoons.
Yeah.
Yep. As long as the right skaters pay attention to the right things.
Correct. Yeah. Sometimes it also works the other way, where a very spangly coach on one team means a distraction for the other team. Yep.
Which plays to the advantage of the sparkly.
Exactly. Once more, that's one of the benefits of all the fun and cool shorts that people get, is that sometimes they act as a distraction to the other team. For example, I got distracted by the Einstein face, I believe, on 8008 Dios Slamto on River City. Looks like there is a nice star pass from Mothra to Nitro behind the back as Nitro comes out of the box, with Boss Baby going ahead and pushing her way through, getting some good offense from her pivot there. Nitro going ahead and attempting that apex jump. Boss Baby picking up 4 points. Nitro looks like did not successfully land that apex jump and was not awarded any points. Which if a jammer attempts an apex jump, if they land skate first, that it's considered a completed. Even if they fall afterwards, it's considered legal, and they've completed the apex successfully, and they win the points of everyone. However, if they don't legally land the apex jump, and their first move upon standing up is not to seed off the track in return, they get a track cut. Which is why it's considered a very risky move. All right, we have Mother Ducker out of the pack, awarded lead status. A little bit of a pileup as she enters the pack, but doesn't look like anything illegal happened. A-Cup just going ahead and side surfing through that River City pack as she comes through. With Mother Ducker pushing through. Fredericksburg is trying to hold her and pocket her and getting her to call off the jam before she picks up 2 points from Fredericksburg blockers. See, I did do that math, and then they changed the number. Oh, now I can do the math again. It went up to 8, and I got all confused.
Nope. Pad, paper, pen.
We've got some synchronized direction coming from the Fredericksburg pitch. As we have a skater in the box. Shiner for Fredericksburg going ahead and making it out and success to meet jammer status. With Little Ratskull not too far behind her. Shiner going ahead and entering in that pack, pushing her way through and calling the jam off before Ratskull can get any points. Looks like we're going to have Boss Baby back on the line against Mothra.
Four and a half left to go. Almost
Pushing
to
our
the
way
end.
through. Jam starts and Boss Baby goes ahead and he's up against, looks like, Betty and Arkansas Twister for Fredericksburg. Doesn't quite manage to make it through before Mothra is awarded lead jammer. We've got some good offense coming in from River City to get their jammer out, but it did end up with one of their blockers going to the box for, my guess would be a direction or a forearm. 2 points for River City, 4 points for Fredericksburg.
$186, 112.
I do think we can say that I don't believe Fredericksburg will be making up this point differential.
Not in 3.5 minutes.
I don't think so. I'm, not one to cast out anyone's skills or aspirations, but I think I would be I don't think I would take the bet.
Magic 8 Ball says signs
Yeah.
point to.
Signs point to no. That's not to say that they're not going to continue absolutely giving River City a run for their money, though, and really making them run their worth.
Oh, and we got a power
You know
jam
what?
now.
Here we go.
They're doing this just to
has,
spite you.
Fredericksburg has lead jammer status, and it's a power jam as they get some good offense. See that offense along the outside line, so A Cupcake can go ahead and skate on through from Nitro. As Fredericksburg goes ahead and sets up for a second round of offense. As they go ahead and do a crunch, it looks like. And A Cupcake goes ahead and makes it through again. Another 4 points for Fredericksburg.
8 on the board so far.
Looks like they're setting up for a sweep would be my call as A Cup goes ahead and sails through that outside line. Calls the jam off.
12-point jam.
12-point jam for A Cupcake. This is some excellent offense from Fredericksburg during that power jam. That's a good power kill, or penalty kill.
Just need about 6 more of those.
Yeah. Little Ratskull and Texas Shiner on the line. Rat immediately pushing through that inside line of the Fredericksburg wall. Shiner's running to catch up with her. Either trying to get some jammer on jammer or just forcing her to call the jam off as the pack runs. Because here's the fun fact, the jammer cannot get your points if she can't catch you. And it looks like we've got a couple of Fredericksburg skaters that maintain their points, putting that at a 1-1 jam. The pack doesn't want to run very frequently because part of the joy of blocking is that you don't have to skate circles around the track. but it can be effective for a jammer that
And I appreciate it on the hot days and
Yeah.
in places that don't have good AC.
yeah,
Because they get going around and you get that breeze.
yeah,
Cools
exactly.
you down. It's nice. It's nice.
They're really doing that for us. you know?
And I appreciate that.
Boss Baby going ahead and taking that outside line. As Fredericksburg completes a star pass to Sierra Castile. Looks like River City's doing their best to break up that Fredericksburg wall before Boss Baby hits it. And
Scary
Scary
all the way
completing
through.
an apex jump successfully for 4 points for Fredericksburg. As Boss Baby makes it through for Fredericksburg with 4 points of her own.
We'll have her keep going.
They're going to have her keep going. Scary hits that wall again, pushing this time instead of jumping. She gets through with 4 more points. We've got the pivot going to the box for River City. There's some good offense from River City as they try to crunch that Fredericksburg wall along the outside line, freeing up the inside line for Boss Baby to come through. Oh, Scary's trying to get the River City Jammer to hold hands as they enter the pack. Just kidding, she's directionally blocking. Both jammers hit the pack, get knocked out and ran back, re-enter. At least one Fredericksburg skater going to the
16 to 11.
box. 16 to 11 jam. So they closed, I mean, they went from, 71 to, 84 to ended it with a 57-point
57,
difference.
Yeah.
That's not, yeah, they did a good job closing that.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. It was nice.
Yeah. It was fun. Usually I'm just saying all this to myself, so.
So you had a lot of practice.
Yeah. This is the running commentary that is always going through my head. As I do my best to learn more about the sport that I love so much. Oh, they're forming a little tunnel. See, this is the best part of the game when you get to skate around and high-five everybody and then go through a little tunnel from the other team.
I always get at the end with my camera to get the people.
Yeah,
Coming
as they
through.
duck their way through.
Yep.
You mentioned previously about doing this all on skates. I will go ahead and let you into a secret. The hardest thing to do on skates. Are you ready?
Yep.
The hardest thing to do on skates is to sit down.
Yeah.
Be it a chair, a bench, or the ground. The hardest thing to do on skates. We teach our rookie skaters do a lot of stops, falls, transitions, all those fun things, and then you sit down and you eval out. You eval out and you play your first game, and you go to sit on that bench. And it's the hardest thing you've ever done.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that.
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We've got the
Wrap it
signal
up.
from the boss. Thanks, everyone, for listening and watching.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.